Good morning. Welcome to Crypto Charts Daily. Today is Wednesday, October 15th, 2025, and I don't have any fancy intros for you today. If you're new to the Crypto Charts Daily Report, we do technical analysis on Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, as well as 15 plus altcoins. So stick around. As you guys can see, the market cap is still under $4 trillion. And it's up slightly this morning. The CMC 20 is up slightly. Fear and greed still sitting in a fearful state, no kidding. Altcoin season still way down on Bitcoin dominance, and the average crypto RSI is oversold. Who could have guessed? Let's get right into the technical analysis. As you guys can see here on the day, we'd like to see the break of these lows of 107.100 here to then go test this order block, that broke structure here. And if we end up closing in or disrespecting this order block closing below, we'll look for the higher time frame support down here at 87,000 that broke the structure over here. If we end up closing bullish or perhaps bouncing this order block in the next few days, we'll just look for the break of these highs of 115 and then go push to all-time highs. Ethereum, as we talked about here, guys, getting rejected out of that order block, that broke structure here, and now we did just break more structure here. So we're going to look for the continuation to just test this $3,500 support here. If we end up closing bullish on the day or over the next few days, look for the high to break of 4,300 to then go test those all-time highs. If we end up closing below this resistance though of 3,500 or this support, it will flip resistance and we'll look for our higher time frame support. XRP, like we talked about, huge dip here, testing the support, and we did say, we would go down and test this higher time frame structure that broke highs here. Normal retracement, although it is catastrophic for a lot of people, it is just a normal retracement and it's completely healthy for market structure. So over the next few days, let's just look for these lows to break of $2.30. Actually, price just to close below this resistance, of $2.50. If we close below $2.50 today, it will become resistance, and then we could look for the break of those 230 lows and the test of these higher time frame supports. If we end up closing above this $2.50 support today, look for the break of these highs of 264 to then go test that resistance, hopefully flip it, and we'll look for our break and retest. All right, guys, sorry if you could tell that I'm going a little fast today. I have a lot of stuff to do and I'm a little late today, but I am dedicated to bringing you guys this type of technical analysis daily here. Binance Coin getting rejected at these highs, so we will just look for a test of the support, look for a test of this structure. If the structure doesn't hold, which I don't know why it would right now, we swept it, we'll just look for the break of these lows of $891 to then go test this higher time frame support of $660. If we end up getting strength though out of the support or off these lows, look for the break of the highs of 1,300. Solana, unfortunately, we did get rejected. We did get wicked at that equal high there. So price failed to push above these highs. And we'll just look for price to continue to close bearish to test that 187 support. And if we close below that 187 support, we'll look for it to flip resistance and then go break these 170 lows to then go push down to higher time frame support. Cardano breaking structure, and now we'll just look for a test of that structure or a test of this resistance at 77 cents. If we can't break these highs of 73 cents and we continue to close bearish on the day, just look for the break of these lows at 61 cents and the test of that 58 cent support. Chainlink, same thing. You could see it. We're testing that support. If we keep closing above, we'll look for the break of these $20 highs to then go test higher time frame resistance. If we close below the $17 support, it will flip resistance and we'll look for the break of the lows and the test of that higher time frame support. Stellar Lumens trading below resistance, breaking structure to the downside, and over the next few days we will like to see a close above these 35-cent highs to then go test that resistance again. If we continue to close bearish below 32 cents today, we'll look for the test of that higher time frame support at 28 cents again. And if we, God forbid, close below this 30-cent support, it will flip resistance and we're headed back down to 20 cents. Avalanche, you could see testing that support, and just like Every other pair, we need either the highs to break for then continuation up into those resistance zones to test highs, or we'll just look for the close below this resistance or the support of $21, and it will flip resistance, and we'll look for the push to lows and the test of higher time frame support. Hedra, over the next few days, look for this high to break of 19 cents to then go test this higher time frame resistance and this order block here. And if we close below these equal lows of 16 cents, we'll look for the push down back to test that support at 13 cents. Litecoin, again, breaking structure, breaking support, and we are just trading below that support. So we'll look for the test of that support over the next few days. You could see we wick these equal lows here. If we continue to wick these equal lows, we'll look for the break and retest. But if we close below these equal lows of $93, we'll then go test that higher time frame support again at $68. Polkadot getting rejected out of that higher time frame resistance. Nothing to talk about until we break these highs of 470 to then go test that higher time frame resistance at $6. Uniswap, same thing, breaking structure to the downside, breaking support, and now we are testing support. Yesterday wicked above support, but we failed to continue pushing into that structure. So today we'll look for the close below support to flip it resistance and then the push to lows. If we could close above these highs of $7 though, just look for the push to these highs and test this resistance. ONDO Finance, same thing. We'll look for the break of those highs of 83 cents to then go test that higher time frame resistance, or we'll look for the break of these equal lows at 70 cents to then go test this higher time frame support down here at 66 cents. Polygon, guys, huge news with Polygon. Maybe I'll have to do just a separate video about it, but they did have some sort of fork or some sort of migration onto a new chain. So Coinbase did just scrap the old MATIC token for Polygon ecosystem token. So we'll just continue to do analysis on this. And you guys are in for a treat because we'll get to you guys are going to get to see how I mark out my support and resistance zones. Obviously, we had it at 30 cents before, so we'll just put it back there right now, but maybe I'll have to do a separate video on this. But we are just getting rejected that 30 cents, and we are holding support down here at these lows. So we'll just look for the break of this 21-cent high over the next few days to then go push and retest that resistance at 30 cents. Or we'll just look for the continuation to back down to those lows. Flare, we are closing below structure, so we are just downtrending, and we'll look to test that support again at 0.17. And if we could break this high of 0.02, we'll look for the push back up to highs. Algorand, same thing, breaking structure after it rejected that resistance, coming down perfectly, testing support. Now we would just like to see a break of these 21-cent highs to then go hopefully flip this resistance, flip it back support, and we'll look for our break and retest. If we continue to close bearish on the day though, we'll just look for the continued test of this 16-cent support. Quant failing to change character, failing to break that structure, and then we did just close below, creating a break of structure, and we'll look for the test of that 80-cent support, or $80 support, excuse me. IOTA still holding that support. We did sweep it, but price still closing above on these daily candles here. So we will just look for the continued test of the support, this order block. And if we close bearish below these equal lows today, we'll just look for the push down to fill some of that wick. If we can continue to get some support out of here, we'll look for the break of these highs of 16 cents to then go push to highs. And XDC unfortunately did close below that resistance, or that support, excuse me, of 6 cents. So we'll look for the test and the push lower, or we'll look for the break and retest to then go test that 10-cent resistance. Well, sorry guys, I had to rush through it today, but we got everything done, some great analysis done. And if you appreciate videos like this, in-depth technical analysis, like, comment, subscribe, share the video with your friends, and I'll see you guys for Friday's analysis. Peace out.